Hello, today we are going to talk about dividing fractions. When you're dividing fractions, it's best to know and remember that all the numbers, that means all the fraction types, whether they're mixed number, whole number, all the numbers should be written in fraction form, meaning you should have a numerator over a denominator before you attempt division. So what that means is if you have a whole number, you're going to have to change it to an improper fraction first, and we talked about how to do that. If you have a mixed number, you're going to have to change that to an improper fraction as well, and again, we have learned how to do this also. So let's get started. There's actually two methods to dividing fractions. The first is a method, our most common method, keep, flip, change, or copy, copy, change. Basically what it has, or what it consists of rather, are 3 steps. But remember, before we can even begin these steps, we have to make sure that both numbers are in what we call fraction form, meaning there's a numerator over a denominator. 1 1/2 is a mixed number that we're going to change to an improper fraction. And if you do the math correctly, 1 1/2 would change to the improper fraction of 3 over 2. And we are dividing that by 2. And remember, 2 is a whole number, so we're just going to change that to 2 over 1. Now we can get into the steps. Steps number 1 says to keep the first fraction. So the first fraction, 3/2, will remain. Step number 2, flip the second fraction. And whenever you're flipping a fraction, that's called the reciprocal. So we're going to take the reciprocal of the second fraction. So 2 over 1, the reciprocal would be 1 over 2. And then step number 3 is to change division to multiplication. So this division symbol, we now switch to multiplication. Now we are multiplying fractions, a concept that we've already covered. So we're going to multiply the numerators, 3 and 1 to give us 3. Multiply the denominators, 2 and 2 to give us 4. If we could simplify, you could do that at the end, but 3/4 is already simplified. Therefore, our correct answer is 3/4. Now, there is also another method, method number 2. This is called mountains and valleys. It's a newer method, but should still give us the same equivalent answer. 2 steps, but again, before we even begin these 2 steps, we have to make sure that both numbers are in what we call fraction form. So again, 1 1/2 changed to 3 over 2, and 2 changes to 2 over 1. And that was division. Now, if you notice, this is the exact same problem as we had on the previous card. So we already know what the correct answer should be. It should be 3/4, but let me show you how to get the answer 3/4 using mountains and valleys. Step number 1 says to multiply in a mountain motion. What that means is that we're going to start at the bottom, 2, and we're going to multiply that by the top, 2, and we're going to go back down. I'm running out of room, so I'll just place my answer down here. 2 times 2, and it goes in the bottom, is 4. And then step 2 is to multiply in a valley motion. So valleys start high and dip down low. So we're going to start with the 3, and that 3 we are going to multiply to the 1, and then go back up because this is a valley, and 3 times 1 is 3. So as you can see, either method, KFC or mountains and valleys, will still give us the correct answer of 3/4.